Now, these are the teachers of our cultural heritage right now, but they don't know that I'm going to do this. But I'm always full of surprises. But what if we test their knowledge of the culture? So I am going to ask them questions, and you can test yourselves as well regarding your understanding of our Adighe Xhabze and our culture and our heritage. I am going to test Yusef and Maza on how well do they really know our culture. How well do you know your culture? Well, today we are going to test Yusef and Maza as to how well do they know the Adighe Xhabze, and they are teaching and they are helping preserve our culture here in Southern California, and they're doing a great job. So in the previous episode, you can see all about what they are doing and how they are just holding on to the culture. But today I wanted to test them even further and say, how well do they really know our Circassian culture? So I have...
That was easy.
So I'm going to put them to the test and we shall see. Why don't you take the test at the same time? And honestly, leave the comments below as to what your score is and if you got all the questions correct or not. And hey, and if we get something wrong, let us know and we can all learn from each other and help spread the word more about our beautiful Circassian culture. So help me welcome Yusef and Maza.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's see the sibling brother-sister rivalry and see who's going to know more. All right. The game is on. All right. What is the significance of our Adighe flag?
That was easy.
I know Maza knows this because she just posted this on Facebook.
I should know this. Okay, so I did see actually different things, descriptions about the flag, but I did see in numerous places about the 12 stars being the 12 tribes,
right?
The 9 on top being the aristocratic tribes, and the 3 on bottom being the democratic tribes.
Which I didn't know, and that was what sparked my interest in contacting you about this because the aristocratic tribes, the 9 were the aristocratic, and then the 3 democratic. Right. So, but did you ever dig a little bit more to find out what the significance of those 3 democratic tribes are?
So I don't recall, I did see the names, but I don't recall the names of each. But it was, the differences were in how they managed their affairs. So one had princes versus the other, the democratic, they manage their affairs via assemblies.
Right.
But as far as the
like
details,
a tamata, like having a tamata.
I think assemblies where they had decisions made more
tribunal.
It was more of a democratic. They asked a group as opposed to a prince making a decision.
Interesting.
But I do need to look more into that because I don't know too much about it.
Okay. So if any of you do know the answers to that question, please leave the comments below because we're dying to know the difference between the 9 stars up above represent the aristocratic tribes and the 3 underneath those are the democratic. Yeah. So please leave us the comments below. We're dying to know. Okay, and then the colors, what do they represent?
So the green represents the abundance of agriculture in the Caucasus, and the yellow and gold is the abundance of wheat and grains in the Caucasus.
So it's fertile.
So that's what I took from it. And then the arrows are representative of peace and unity.
Wow.
So yeah.
Mashallah, good job.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. What is the most painful date of the Circassian history?
That was easy.
It's the Circassian Memorial Day, May 21st. That's the most painful day.
May 21st.
1864.
Bravo, aferin. Good. Okay, so what does that signify?
It's just the Adighe Memorial Day when the Circassians and the other people in that area fought against Russia. And they had lost the war and they were forced to migrate at that point. So
that was the turning point. That was the final submission that we had to let go of our homeland, basically. And so less than 500,000 remained in that exodus from 1864 and thereafter. So we're still struggling with that.
Today, May 21st, is a memorial day for all Circassians. We remember all who have given their lives in a massive war for their country.
These are the true heroes who fought for a century longer than any other people in the Caucasus.
The war started in response to the Circassians wanting freedom to rule and govern their own land.
On May 21st, 1864, the final defeat of the Circassians took place. The first unjust compelled migration of 25,000 Circassians started.
Families were left no choice but to leave their homes, homeland, and everything they owned.
On this day, we are coming together to remember all our Circassian brothers and sisters who have sacrificed their lives and perished for freedom.
Let's give a minute to remember and honor this part of the Circassian history, the heroes of our people.
And the highest percentage of Circassians now reside in what country?
That was easy.
I believe Turkey.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Yusef, do you know how many?
You know, someone had told me this, and I'm not entirely, like, I don't know how accurate. They say about like 5 to 6 million, but like 2 million are like more active.
Yeah, I've heard around 3 million. You know, 3 million as well. So we don't know the answer to that. So, okay. What country has a full-time school that actually teaches the Adighe language?
That was easy.
I love this sibling rivalry, brother and sister. All right.
Jordan
Yeah.
school is called Prince Hamza School.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
What is it like?
No, I was really young, so I don't recall exactly the full details. I remember it was like, it looked like a nice school, but like I said, I don't remember the details. I think you remember a little bit more, right?
You know, there was a video that recently came out that was showing all of the kids repeating Circassian words and sentences. To me, that was so fascinating. I mean, it's really
It is
amazing.
a legit full-time school teaching Adighe language. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we needed more of those.
That is
So,
really amazing.
Yeah.
إذا بدنا ناخد نحن الصف يمكن 3-4 عائلات بين ال 25 عائلة بالبيت بيستخدموا لغة شركسي. فتحت في محانا زرج للاتصال. زمان كان كلهم ما يعرفوا اللغة عربية، بحكوا بس شركسي.
بحس حالي مميزة إني بعرف أحكي لغة شركسي. إنه هي راح تنفع، يعني يمكن أروح عروسي إنه أصير أحكي. وأشياء كمان يعني إنه الجنسية، أظن نحافظ على الجنسية خاصة التراث.
شمس نزيحة وقومي حامد صومي تاكو دمتشي ودمهوج دوء. بعد الأولمبياد صار ناس يعرفوا أكتر وين كان أراضينا شركس بالضبط، وهذا كمان سبب صاروا أكتر متشجعين يتعلموا لغة شركس.
Okay, so why was the Sochi Winter Olympics such an insult to Circassians worldwide?
That was easy.
So since the genocide happened on that land, the Olympics is viewed as a festive and fun occasion. So for the Olympics to happen on that land where so much suffering happened of our people, and you know, to us that's a huge insult, and that's huge for us. We can't really accept having such a festive occasion on a land that had so much suffering.
Sacred burial grounds.
Right, exactly.
That's where 1 million of our grandparents, our grand ancestors perished. So that's why it was such a thing. So what happened worldwide with Circassians from Australia to New Zealand to Germany to America to New York to the United Nations? Circassians all over the world. What happened?
Pretty much like protested. Like they were like we had signs. We wanted to like spread like the awareness of the Circassian genocide, so everyone knew like what was going on. Just so like people don't think that this is like a happy event. There was like something serious that happened like during that time during the genocide. So people had to know.
The only, I still talk about this, and people ask me where I'm from, and I say I'm Circassian, and now we have a point of relevance to be able to say, do you know where the Sochi Winter Olympics were? And they say yes, and I said, well, that was built on our sacred burial grounds of 1 million Circassians that were slaughtered in a genocide there. And they're like, oh. So immediately I take that opportunity now and I say, while you were watching the Sochi Winter Olympics, we were crying.
Right.
So, okay. Can you explain the Kafa dance?
That was easy.
So the Kafa dance is the dance of like the royals. So it's it's a very like proper like nice dance. It's like the opening dance for most performances, or even the jug as well too.
And weddings.
And weddings, of course, yeah. So again, it's the dance that like you want like the guys and even the girls, they show off like their posture and everything. And like every little like detail like matters, but it's pretty much the dance of the nobles, the royals.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the dance of the Sheshan?
That was easy.
So Sheshan is a faster dance, and it represents kind of horse movements. So the guys try to they show more of their masculine and strength during the dance. The females can do both. And
that's when the horse movements of the male feet.
Yes.
When they
exactly. And for the females, it is a faster pace, so they do show more of a gliding movement. And in some types of Sheshan, they do also some of the footwork as well.
So and the Sheshan dance, it is perceived as like the most romantic. It's almost kind of like this mating dance where it's like, you're really testing each other's, masculinity and feminine. Like I see it as the tug of war between the ultimate masculine and feminine. But isn't it romantic?
And I've seen different explanations about it. I think there's multiple explanations. But yeah, when it comes to Sheshan, it's like, there's some moves where, the guy is trying to, trap the girl kind of, and the girl is doing what she can to escape. And it's kind of like a playful game. It could be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Kafa is like known as a romantic dance as well too. A lot of people don't realize that. It's like the dance where like the guys and the girls get to know each other as well.
Right.
So and like them like going up and back represents the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, like the waves like going back and forth. And when the guy and the girl switch, it represents like them just like trying out like each other, like trying out like the other person's lives as well too.
I did not know that you said.
Yeah, something I discovered recently. So and when the guy comes up A and the girl goes back A, it's like the guy's visiting her village and the girl's visiting his village. So
right. Because Circassians typically don't intermarry. So there's always like, we always kind of marry outside of our immediate, families. So that's a little bit different of like, the Middle East culture.
Right.
We don't intermarry as well. Okay. Yeah. And so tell us about the Wedj dance.
That was easy.
So the Wedj dance is like a simple dance. It's a dance that like everyone dances. So there isn't like a solo like there is in Kafa or Sheshan. It's a dance that everyone dances. It's a more like fun dance where everyone holds hands, goes in a circle. Typically in weddings and events, they go in a circle, they'll clap.
So it's a little more social.
Exactly,
But typically there is no touching in Circassian dancing. So it is a very respectful, proper, conservative.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. did Circassian women ever fight in battles?
That was easy.
So, I mean, historically, and some of the dancing, we do see in the history that there were those Amazon and warrior women, right? So I believe they were involved in battles, but I don't know the extent of where and how. And so it's something I do want to look into more. But I think they were involved in.
We actually have dances that represent women that like sneak in and they do their moves, and then at the very last, like you said, like they
expose that they're females. Yeah,
they're a girl.
Yes.
Yeah,
so exactly.
That's kind of the fun part of our culture, is that we get to be as feminine as we need to, but then
when it comes down to it, they can go ahead and show they're tough.
Random question for you. What prince from a royal family of what country did a spectacular journey back with an entourage cavalcade of horses going back to Kavkaz?
That was easy.
Inside you from Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about that, and can you explain it to us?
I don't know too much details, but I remember I saw some videos. He went back to Kavkaz, like he like rode the horses. I remember just like seeing videos of that.
One time, a group of people came to His Majesty King Abdullah and they asked him, "Why is it, sir, that you have these people that are not from this part of the world around you and serving in key positions and so on?" And his reply was that anyone who serves this country in the right way, to their utmost ability, is the true Jordanian. And I believe that it's that inherent quality within the Circassian people, the loyalty and the service, is what makes them a unique people. I think the bewilderment in the elder generations and seeing before them a dream which they never thought could come true and never was able to come true in their own time. You look around and you see young children and others who are laughing and, you know, excited to see men and I should say, you know, in these costumes and riding on horses and this. So it all added an effect and really emphasized the need for people to know what happened in that place at that time.
Miles it is or kilometers it is from Jordan to Kavkaz. I mean, like, that was a major trip. I mean, there's a lot of risk. I mean, going through the streets and roads and all of that.
Yeah. Right.
What was the significance of that, though? Why did he do it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, not too.
I know.
That was easy.
I know. His family has always been an ally of Circassians, as you know, because, the Royal Guard of the Hashemite Kingdom has always been Circassian Guards. So it has been passed down from generation to generation that they've loved us, we've loved them. So Prince Adi actually was a supporter of Circassians. He loved our culture. And what he did is he wanted to raise awareness about our culture and the preservation, and to help us, become well known that, this is a culture that is worthy of preservation. So, isn't that so cool?
It is,
See,
really.
like what you're doing here in Southern California is like a huge impact on so many people. Like, you've got the next generation, you've got them. And he did that for us, in his way.
Yeah.
So I think all of us have something, and maybe this is, like me having this channel and, showing, the Circassian culture in our way. Maybe this is my little drop in the ocean as well. But like all of us, all of you can do something, and we all just have to tap into that and find what it is, because, we have a beautiful culture and it deserves being saved. So, I do want to have some other episodes regarding the language, and I want to invite certain people like John T. Misha and all of the others that have really worked hard on the language preservation. Right. So, one last question, okay? And why do Circassians till today still not eat fish from the Black Sea?
That was easy.
So because during the war, a lot of the Circassians did perish in the Black Sea, and as they were escaping, there was some schemes where boats had holes in them, and a lot of them drowned in the Black Sea. So till today, because of that,
are you saying it was a conspiracy?
I don't know the details, but I know that because
I kind of lean in that direction, because it was a combination of the Ottoman Empire and the Russians kind of like working out some kind of a deal to kind of get them out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, and I mean, them coming out into the ocean and just drowning, it's like, it's a huge part of why our people today don't want to eat fish from the Black Sea. So
because it was considered, the way I was told was, how could we possibly eat the fish that ate our grandparents, and so when all of those bodies washed up on the sea, that we could never do something like that. Right. So it was ingrained in us that we honor our elders, we honor, the legacy and whatnot. And so anyway, I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how well did you score on your Circassian Adighe 101 test today? So put your score down below and let's compare notes. And if you have anything to add to this, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you, Maza and Yusef. And we wish you the best of, your own lives, and as well as helping us preserve the Circassian heritage for generations to come.
Thank you.
Kavkaz.
Thank you.